Welcome everybody to my channel, Aspie's Mind, and if you're passionate about discovering how humans can be creative, how they can push the boundaries and the science of creativity, then today you're in the right place. Today we're going to talk about the book Stealing Fire by Kotler and Wheal, where we'll find out how you can be better and what are the secrets of the flow state. So let's dive in. This book takes us through the thrilling world of high performance. So it's whether a Silicon Valley person or innovator or a high elite athlete or maybe a Navy SEAL, it tells us how they tap into their states of high performance. But what's best, it's not only about them. It also tells us how we can do it, the regular people. The biggest takeaway from the book is the power of understanding the flow state. The state where you feel empowered, or you feel like you can do things, where you feel like, yes, this is it. When the flow state is when you are like not thinking about what it's not working out, but yes, it will work out. I don't know how, but it will work out. The state that you're like feeling in the zone. Stephen and Jamie explains to us in this book how we can get into those flow states, what we can use, like what type of techniques, like meditation, like high performance sport, even technology. The science behind it is fascinating, and it will help us to get in what they call ecstasies. And ecstasies is a state where your performance skyrockets. The best part about this book is that it's not just a theory. It actually gives you the tips on how to get into those flow states for you to succeed. So you can be an artist, you can be a leader, you can be anyone, or you just want to make your life be better and have more success in your life. There is something in here for you as well. You know, the first part is for you to understand the biology of the flow. And this book helps you with that. But also, understanding is not going to give you everything. You have to know how to actually implement that to trigger the flow state. And today, you can do that by listening to my video, or by ordering this book on Amazon, or by reading it online. So now it's a good time to dive into the book so we can find out more what's the book about. So in this book, Stephen Kotler and Jamie Wheal are actually showing us how can we get into that state flow where our performance can increase by 500%, and it is broken into small digestive parts. So it's easy to actually implement that. Like, you know, when you read a study and it's so lengthy, I don't know if you ever read one, but you read like a whole study and it's so lengthy, and then by the time you're in the middle, you're like, what did I read about? So most of the studies you require for you to have like a pen or pencil in order to write some ideas. This book is different. It actually already broke down the science for you, and it gives you tips on how to use those scientific facts in order for you to perform better and achieve more of your goals. This book also dives on how to get to the flow state by telling us the neurochemistry of our brain, and it tells us about the neurotransmitters that help us to get into the flow state. And the first part is dopamine, and dopamine is that neurotransmitter that makes you feel happy, that makes you feel engaged, that makes you feel want to do something. It enables your learning, your attention, and your determination. And this is one of the neurotransmitters that will help you to feel engaged with an activity. The second one is the norepinephrine. Oh my god, I repeated so long to actually pronounce it right, and I'll have it on the screen for you. And this is the chemical that increases your arousal and alertness, and that helps you to be more sensory perceptive, and it helps you to respond in a different way to challenges. The third one is endorphins, and endorphins are natural painkillers and it helps you to create this sense of euphoria and helps you to push through. Even like imagine if someone is working very hard, like maybe bodybuilding or maybe even working hard on an actual job, but the result that they want to achieve is driven by the endorphins, and that way they can suppress the pain and actually be excited about the result that is going to follow. And the next one is anandamides, and this in the neurotransmitter enhances lateral thinking, which makes you to make connections between what you know and what's given to you right now. And by making this bridge or this connection, you can come to a new way of creativity, or maybe a new thought, or maybe a new solution for whatever you're trying to fix or resolve or learn. And the last one is serotonin, and this is released after the flow state, and it gives you this well-being sensation. It gives you this like, yes, I did it sensation. Like, I don't know, like you want to do something, and when you've done it, you feel this like happiness, and you're like, yes, this is what I'm talking about. The next thing they are talking about are the brain changes in flow states, and they talk about alpha waves, beta waves, and gamma waves. And when you are in an initial flow state, the alpha waves are activated, and that's when it helps your brain to actually be relaxed. And when you start to do something that you want to achieve a high performance, you should get your brain into the first stage, which is the alpha waves. The theta waves is the part of the engagement when you think deep. That's when you are already into the flow. It helps you to be more attentive, like more concentrated. And this part of the state is when you are in deep meditation or in your REM sleep. And then it is followed by the gamma state, and the gamma state is the peak of flow, and that's when you can take the high level information and high level performance and actually build something with it. And many people actually pay a lot of money to get to these states, and this book tells you how to do it. The next part in the book, it's the default mode network, or DMN, and the book talks about the suppression of a DMN. And in this state, we usually have our thoughts wandering around, we're not focused, and we're just, just doing our daily wandering of thoughts. But when you're in the flow state, the DMN is actually suppressed and it's not so active, and that way you can be very concentrated on what you're doing, and you are actually immerse yourself in the action in what you're doing right now. And this book explains how to get to that state, to feel in the zone. The book also talks about many parts of the neurochemistry of our brains, and when reading this book, you can see that it has very valuable information. It's really put in a way that you can digest it, you can implement it, you can learn about it. And the book also challenges you to find your tribe and to challenge yourself. And why is it important? It's important because if you challenge yourself, you're more ready to achieve new ways. You can, jump from one state to another. So if you challenge yourself to do something that you haven't done before, obviously your brain will start to think how to do it, ways to do it, what you need to learn, and then you'll be doing something else, which will grow your convincement that you can do it. You'll be like more empowered, you'll feel confident. And finding your tribe is very important, because when we have people that support our ideas or our desires or our next steps, it's easier for us not to give up. The next part the book talks about is building resilience, and why it's important to be resilient. Well, it's very important, and I have a video on that, obviously. You can check it later, but it's important to be resilient because it helps you to actually learn from what happened to you, and it helps you to get up when you feel like you failed. Instead of staying there and beating yourself up, you look for ways to improve so in the future you can do a better job. So what are the 6 takeaways from the book? Well, number 1 is the practical ideas from Navy SEALs. And it helps us because it highlights how practical are the flow states. It tells us about the neurochemistry and scientific proof, and it actually gives us the steps on how to get there, what to do to be high performant under pressure. The second one is the Silicon Valley flow, and that it helps us to understand how technology can help us to be in the flow state and how we can achieve what we need to achieve. The third one is the Burning Man experience, and that helps us to understand that how collective ecstasy can actually help you perform better, which obviously is related to building your tribe. Your tribe will help you to achieve what you want to achieve because of the collective ecstasy or motivation or desire or help to get where you need to go. And then it talks about the science of flow, which is the neurochemistry, which we talked a little bit about. And it's very important to understand the scientific part of neurochemistry because it helps you not only to know how it's working, but also helps you to know how to implement or what benefits and how to achieve your goals by applying that. The number 5 lesson is moment is the personal stories, and this personal story shows us how your life can change from what you think. You might think right now that your life is not going to change ever, and you're maybe feeling low, or maybe you feel happy, but it shows us that your life can change with specific steps that you can take. And the number 6 will be the call to adventure, which helps us to actually be motivated and actually get up and do what the book is teaching us. And Stealing Fire, it's really a book that deserves to be read. It's even if you don't feel like you want to apply everything that book tells you about, I'm sure you're gonna learn something new. I really encourage you to subscribe to my channel, comment, and share. I'm always here to engage with you, and thank you so much for watching.